So what we're going to do is we're going to take a chromatic scale. We're going to start on C, so we'll think of this as a chromatic scale based around C as a starting note. Now, chromatic scale is going to cover every step, every half step. So there are 12 steps in the chromatic scale, which is basically aligned to every fret as a half step or semitone on the bass. So if we were to start this and end this on C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 steps before we hit the octave C, all right? So we have C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C. When we come back down, we can change those accidentals to flats. So C, B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, E flat, D flat, C. Generally, I'd recommend thinking of sharps going up, flats going down when it's a purely chromatic line, all right? You'll notice that there are elements of the chromatic scale in a lot of people's improvisations. Charlie Parker is a great example. Just have to think of a tune like Donna Lee for some great examples of this. Hey everybody, just wanted to let you know I have a brand new instructional video out too. It's Fretting Hand Techniques, Volume 1. It's going to be on special offer for just a few days, and the link will be in the description below. And it's going to be available direct from my PayHip store, and the link with all the details will be in the link below. Like I said, I think you're really going to like it. There's exercises using approach notes, enclosures, digital patterns using different string crossing techniques, and also I'm going to expand a little bit on some of the stuff I spoke about today in this video, using some of the vocabulary from people like Charlie Parker to work on your technique for your fretting hand. Go check it out. Donna Lee near the end of the melody. This chromatic ascending line. It's a great little line, that. I think on the Jaco video you can see online on YouTube, like live from Montreal, Jaco plays it, as I recall. I didn't watch it recently, but the last time I looked at it, I think he plays the chromatic line going up like this. He plays it like more with the first and second finger. I remember when I was working on this at college, because there was no YouTube, I did it like this. I would go, or like that, or I was trying to make it more efficient, right? Or you could play it like this, shift, yeah? But that means your focus is on the D and the G string. It also has a certain sound. If you notice the difference here, I like that more than, I didn't love that. So it's kind of up to you, but you'll notice that a lot of bop melodies and bop solos started introducing a lot more chromaticism into the line. One of the books I recommended in a previous video, if you want to check it out, some of my favorite books for reading, was the Charlie Parker Omnibook. And that's a great resource for reading, but also harmony. You know, all Parker's solos are written out in there, plus the melodies, so it's kind of a great book. Anyway, let's get back to the chromatic scale. So let me show you some useful fingerings for this. Now, what I'm also trying to do is not get a lot of noise as I shift, and other really crucial things to look at. Notice my thumb doesn't creep up over the fingerboard here. Now, this is really important because I notice, and I have this again with some of my students who struggle with this a little bit at first, when you move up the neck, there's two things that often happens. Your thumb gets dragged back as you move up, so you end up doing kind of this. You start off good here, and then you shift up, and gradually the thumb is doing this. So if I was to play it on an invisible bass, you'd see it doing this, right? And then my thumb would do that. As you do this, notice that the hand as a reflex action tends to close and the fingers fold over somewhat. I'm not deliberately doing that. It's just what my hand wants to do as I move my thumb back. So try and keep that nice position. Think like a cellist or a violinist, that classical hand position. So as we move up, I tend to slide the thumb along with the fingers. So as I get up to here, I'm there. What about if you were to play it over 2, 3, or 4 strings? Let me show you. So we're going to start on this C now. Now it's the same register. That C on the 3rd fret is of course the same as the C here on the 8th fret of the E string, right? So if I play from here, C, C sharp, D, D sharp. Now, when I go to E, I'm going to move back a fret and up a string. So when you're going across, this is a system I'm going to show you. Up a string, back a fret when you're ascending, and then when you come back down, down a string and up a fret. Okay, so look. Now, if you wanted to keep going, let's say you had a 6th string or a 5 with a high C. From this C, you could go C, C sharp, D, D sharp, and then there would be an E sitting here on the 4th fret of your C string, yeah? But if you're here and you want to keep going, just adapt the fingering I showed you on one string. And you notice, like I said, my thumb didn't poke over the neck like that either, and it didn't go sideways like that. From here, if I take my hand away, there's my thumb, you see? So it's roughly bisecting the area between 1st and 2nd fingers on my fretting hand, right? So, let me do that again for you slowly. So we go first 4 notes, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, up a string, back a fret, E, F, F sharp, G, up a string, back a fret, G sharp, A sharp, B, up a string, back a fret, and to C. Now, if you're just going to stop at C, that may not be the optimum fingering. What you could do is at the end here, slide up 1 fret, just like when we finished here, or even here. So I would go, let me show you that one. I like this because then we come back down, 4 notes on the string, C, B, B flat, A, down a string, up a fret, A flat, G, G flat, F, down a string, up a fret, E, E flat, D, D flat, C. All right, so there you go. Okay, of course you can start this on any note on the bass. Really, as a chromatic scale, we're not really looking at it as in a key, but it's a starting and ending note there. Now, there's going to be so many examples when you start studying transcriptions of solos or doing them yourself, bass lines and solos, where you're going to hear elements of the chromatic scale. You know, you just have to look at something like Chameleon, Herbie Hancock. It's the chromatic walk up into the root of each chord there, the B flat to the E flat 7 there, right? So it's a perfect example, right? There's so many, Sunshine of Your Love, Cream, right? Great example. There's a great bass part by the late Anthony Jackson, and a quick shout out about the loss of one of my absolute all-time favorite bass players, and Anthony passed away this last weekend, which was very sad to hear. One of the albums I wanted to just briefly mention in tribute to Anthony Jackson is one of my favorites, and I bought this album as a teenager and I just wasn't ready for it. I just couldn't really kind of comprehend some of it. And then in later years, I really came to love this record and actually transcribed a couple of tracks, 3 actually off this record. This is the amazing Casa Loco record. This is by Steve Kahn and Eyewitness, Anthony, Steve Jordan, Manolo Badrina. And it's just a great record. It's a great sounding album. It's mastered by Greg Colby at Sterling Sound, as I recall. Yeah, and it's just a fabulous record. You can find it on CD as well, and I'm sure it's uploaded onto YouTube. As these are obviously like digital patterns, and you've all seen, I'm sure, some of the books and exercises where people just have you doing like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, and variations of that. What I'd like you to try and do, and I recommend, is really try and be present in terms of thinking of what the notes are. It's not just a digital pattern. So if I'm playing, I'm thinking C, B, C, C sharp, C, C, D, C sharp, D, etc. And as I move up to the next position, I'm trying to be really conscious of it's not just a pattern, but what's my target note. So even if I was just playing on one string, it's chromatic scale, C to C, and I go C, and then I do this. As I move, I know that last note depending on whether I'm going up or down, it's either a D sharp or an E flat. I know my next target note when I'm ascending is E. I finished on G, my next target note is G sharp. I finished on B, my next note is C. Same thing when you descend, right? My next target note is G sharp, or in this case, A flat as we're descending, right? So C, B, B flat, A, move to A flat, move to E, move to C. Keep going, let's go. Remember, we're gonna keep going now. The next octave, down a string, up a fret. So C to A flat to E, see, and now to C at the end. Or I could do this, watch this variation. Down a string, up a fret, down a string, up a fret, and I could just go boom to C there, you see, so. Or, all right, there you go. Please go to my website to support the channel, grab a video. You can always reach out to me regarding studies via, well, it's now Teams, what used to be Skype or Zoom. And I'll see you soon. I'll see you on the next one.